Welcome to the second part of our cucumber farm cultivation. Sometimes ago I did a video on cucumber farm and I wasn't able to cover everything about cucumber because cucumber is a whole lot, and I decided to divide the video into two. So this is going to serve as a part 2 of the video. If you haven't seen the part 1, please go look for it in my channel and then you will find it somewhere right there. So today I will be talking about staking, farm management, and costs that you're expected to have. Say you're setting up an acre of cucumber farm, and also the profits that you are expected to also have on that particular cucumber farm. And I'll also be talking about the tiny mistakes that you might not even take note of that you're likely to make. These are mistakes that we made on our cucumber farm, and I'm going to really be spelling these mistakes out here, because in as much as they are something that you might want to neglect, it is very important that you take note of these mistakes and do not make this mistake. So let's talk about the staking. Okay, there are actually two things that are common with that we usually use for the staking. You can either use a staking net, or you make use of your twine, your binding wire, and your bamboo. So this combination of this, or either the staking net. So for the staking net, it makes your job easier and faster. It's more expensive, but the issue with staking net is it's always very annoying. By the time your cucumbers are like, say, 5 weeks old, you start seeing the net dropping, and it's really not that strong enough to hold your cucumbers. So most times the nets are either tearing off or your cucumbers are falling off. They just cannot hold the cucumber. So I don't know if there are stronger nets out there, but the ones that we've been able to make use of here, they are not always as useful as the staking rope and the binding wire and the bamboo combined together. So if you're not going for the staking net, you can go for the staking rope, the bamboo, and the binding wire. So what you want to do, you want to size your bamboo into, say, 2.5 meters to 3 meters height. It depends on what you have available on the farm, but don't go beyond this height and don't go below it. So you want to so you just you just put each of, so you have the 4 bamboo sticks on 50 meters long ridges. So you just put at 10 meters interval. So that's how you are going to do for the bamboo sticks. Then you also have your binding wire go over the bamboo sticks just like a clothesline. So that's it. And then you stake. Follow the procedure in the video, and that is it for your staking. When are you supposed to stake? You stake as soon as your crops are like 2 weeks old. We have our cucumber farms. These ones are already overdue for staking, so it's late already. So but we are going to still use this. So this is our twine, yeah, staking rope, that's what we call it. But if you want to buy it in the market, say you want to buy it. So here is our staking rope. So we'll be making use of this, and this is our binding wire. Yeah, our binding wire. So we'll be making use of this also. So you just line it down to the other side of your cucumber farm, and then so we are going to start with one of these plants. So you just look for a way to. Now you're supposed to do this before these plants start crawling. You're supposed to do it when they are still very small. Like after 2 weeks, you're going to stake. So you just start like this. Give it some space. So that when your plants are getting bigger, they will have this will not hinder it from getting widened. So you just tie like this and give it some space. So you look for a way to tie your ropes around the cucumber plants. Just guide the plants up around the rope like this, and then you can tie it up to your binding wire here. So this is the easiest way you can use your staking rope. You don't want to use the staking net for your staking. So this is way cheaper and easier. Yeah, it's easier. So the moment you start seeing your cucumbers that are falling off, they are no longer standing erect, you know that you are supposed to start staking. So sometimes you might be tempted to stake too early. There's a problem with staking too early. If you stake too early, you are likely to pull your cucumbers because they are still very young and fragile. So you are likely to pull your cucumber plants if you stake too early. And there's also a problem with staking too late. If you stake too late, say when the plants are 3 weeks old or even more, at that point they've already taken up some fungi from the soil that they've at this point they must have fallen and already crawling. They are crawling plants, yeah. So they are going to already pick up some fungi, and you have issues. You start needing to spray fungicide and the rest. So it is always advisable that as soon as your plants are 2 weeks old, you begin to spray. You begin to stake. As soon as your plants are 2 weeks old, you begin to stake the farm. Basically, you need to have it at the back of your mind that you are not supposed to stake too early, and then you are not supposed to stake too late. I think we have a training coming up on the farm. We'll be having a practical class on how to stake your cucumber. So if you are interested, put it down in the comment section that you are interested. Type something like, I am interested in cucumber farm training, and I'll give you all the details that you need. Meanwhile, if you're just joining this channel, this is Farmer Elizabeth. I talk about farming, I talk about agriculture, I give farm tips, agribusiness, and everything around the plants. So you're welcome. Please do well to like this video to encourage me, and also subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel to encourage me. All right, so let's go to the next on my list. I have cost and profit of cucumber. Say you are setting up an acre of cucumber. What are you expected to spend? Now it depends on the irrigation system that you are adopting. If you are going for a standard irrigation system, you will be spending nothing less than 800k. Now this is aside your water source. I don't know, whatever water source you are using, it depends. If you are making use of say you have river body close to your land, that's a plus for you. But if you don't have, you need to either have an industrial borehole or something that can give you enough water for your cucumbers. So if this aside, you are going to be spending, say, roughly 800k from the pumping machine to the fertigation system, to the land, to the labor and everything, roughly 800k or less or more. So you can also bring down your budget. It depends on you, but you might be needing to do a lot of serious work if you are not going to be setting up a standard cucumber farm. So basically, you'll be spending plus or minus 800k to set up a standard cucumber farm as at now. This is not inclusive of the labor, say the labor throughout the time of cultivation. So basically 800,000 there. Now let's go to the profit analysis. I would advise that you do a standard cucumber farm if you want to do cucumber business, except of course if you want to try with the rainy season, in that you might not need so much of systems to be set on the farm. Now let's go to the profit that you're expected to get from your 1 acre cucumber farm. The profit in cucumber farm is almost unpredictable because we have the glut season and we also have the season that it's at the peak. This fluctuation is kind of not giving us correct prediction for the profit that you're supposed to get. But in the dry season, okay, let me talk about the rainy season, which is like the worst case scenario for your profit. The rainy season, cucumbers are always very much available in the markets. They're everywhere, so you don't get to sell your cucumbers at a high price. So say for an acre of farm, you're expected to have at least 350 bags to say 400 bags from an acre if you plant a good variety. Yeah. So say we are now selling a bag of cucumber during the rainy season goes for say 5,000 to 2,500, and even sometimes you can have a bad day and they will be pricing your cucumber for like 2,000 or 1,500. Yes, you heard me right. 2,000, 1,500. It can't be that bad. Let's just assume that we are selling our cucumber for like 4,000 naira per bag, and we have 350 bags from the whole of our production. Yeah, that's how much. Please do the calculation. Do the calculation. My head cannot carry anything at the moment, so that should be around 1.4. I don't know if I'm right. So that should be around 1.4 million naira. Remove your expenses. That's for the first batch. That is that about cucumber farming in the rainy season. It's always not so palatable for farmers, but in the dry season, farmers are kings. Like, we are in charge in the dry season. A bag of cucumber, that's a chicken bag now, I don't know, the chicken feed bag. Yeah, sometimes it goes for like, say, from 7,000, 5,000 to like 8,000 per bag in the market. So farmers are always smiling during the dry season, but we put in the work also during the dry season. So for instance, here we have 350 bags of cucumber from our 1 acre farm. We are going to be having like so okay, let's assume that we sell for like 7,000 naira. You can calculate it yourself, whatever the figure is. So that's your revenue, and you also get your profit from that. So during the rainy the dry season, cucumber is always very, very high, because we are always cucumber is always very scarce, and so it's very expensive in the market. So you can decide to do cucumber during the dry season, and you are definitely going to make a lot of money from cucumber, but you need to put in the work. I would advise that if you are going into cucumber farming, please you need to put set up a system for fertigation, and also set up a system for proper irrigation of the farm, because basically these are the things that really put people on the path of failure if they are not well carried out. So I would advise that you set up your irrigation system, especially if you are doing the dry season cucumber. But if you are doing the rainy season, you don't really need so much. You just need to intensify your spray of fungicide and insecticide. So that's that about the profit for cucumber farming. Now I would also want to talk about the mistakes. This is very important. It is very important, because these things can ruin your entire process, your entire investment. So some mistakes that you're supposed to avoid as a cucumber farmer, I would list out these mistakes for you. These are actually things that we did on the farm, we learned from them, and I want to bring it up here for you so that you will not also make the same mistakes in your cucumber farm journey. I don't have them in any particular order, so I'll just say it as it comes to my head. First of all, do not never ever transplant under the sun. So when it's sunny, do not transplant. If you are going to be using seedling tray to raise your seedlings, do not transplant during the day when it is sunny. Always transplant in the evening and wet immediately. Secondly, do not plant more than 2 plots if you are just starting out. So if this is your first time of trying cucumber, do not plant more than 2 plots. Highest you can go is 3 plots. Because this is a period for you to learn, for you to understand the system yourself. All of these things I'm giving in this video, you can't really grab everything until you go to the field and experiment yourself, until you go to the field and get this experience yourself, and that's when you will learn and learn to adjust. So do not plant more than 2 plots if you want to, if this is your first time of planting cucumber. And the third mistake on coming to my head is a lot of people like to skip farm routine and management. Like, you are supposed to spray today, you are supposed to spray every 4 days, and then you spray today, and in the next 4 days you be like, well, I will do it maybe the next day. It is very wrong. This cucumber, they do not understand such language. What they want is give them what you're supposed to give them at the time when you're supposed to give them. Another mistake, okay, this is not a mistake, this is just an advice. Yeah, if you are in the USA, you are in the UK, or you are in any other place other than where your cucumber farm is, you don't have anything to do with cucumber farming, please don't come close to it. Don't go and give one of your brother money. Don't go and give one of your sister money that okay, come and help me to farm cucumber, I'm somewhere in the USA. It doesn't work that way. A lot of people that do that, they get their ends burnt. Like, except if you have somebody who is trusted, like really 100% trusted that this person will be able to manage your farm just like it is their own. Else, if you cannot if you are not certain of this, please do not come close to cucumber. Cucumber farming is not for you people that are in the USA or in the UK. It's not the one that you come and you send money down now, somebody will come and do rubbish on the farm for you, and you'll be expecting return. It doesn't always end well. So if you are not close to the farm, or you cannot visit the farm as many times as possible in the week, please do not go close to cucumber farm. Don't leave your farm to farm workers or farm managers to help you to handle. You need to, yes, you can basically, yeah, you need to get them on the farm, yes, but you need to also visit the farm as often as you can, because a lot of things go wrong on the farm and they will never tell you. Most of them will never tell you, and so you need to always be on the farm. Lastly, if you don't have a strong source of irrigation, please don't go close to cucumber. Don't start it. If your irrigation system is not strong enough, if you don't have enough water, at least 6,000 liters in a day, do not go close to cucumber farming. All right, so this will be all on cucumber farming. Like I said before, I have a training. I don't know if it's on already, or if it's not started yet. But if you are interested in practical cucumber farming, you can just say it in the comment section that you are interested, and I'll give you details about it if it is still on. All right. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel, and also like this video so that so many people who want to go into cucumber farming will be able to access the video. Thank you very much for watching my video. I'm going to meet you next time, and I am rooting for you in your agri-business journey.